In today's video, we are going to go through a series of exercises to build your hip strength as well as improve your walking efficiency and your walking confidence, all with this one tool that I kind of call like an electric slide. It's just kind of like a slide board. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll put a link for it in the description below, but I'm just going to go through a series of exercises where this piece of equipment comes in super handy. Again, like I said, to build hip strength, improve your overall walking efficiency, and your walking and balance confidence. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tara. I'm a neurologic physical therapist, and on this channel we talk about anything and everything related to mobility, health, fitness, and mindset in the context of neurologic injury, with the end goal of empowering you with as many tools as possible to take ownership of your rehab and your overall health, to live an overall more happy, healthy, pain-free life. And all that said, let's just first talk about what this thing is that I'm standing on. It's basically just kind of like a sliding, slippery surface, kind of like a slip and slide. Comes with these booties that you put on your feet, and it just kind of makes like a frictionless surface, which is great for those of you that maybe live up north, which I don't really think about a whole lot because I don't live up north and so I don't deal with winters, but it is kind of like being on ice. So if you're someone that lives up north and you just want to get used to walking in the snowy, icy conditions, probably a great tool to have to practice in your house in the summer in a safe condition. But in addition to that, it is an excellent way to work on your hip strengthening exercises, as well as stance control. If you're ready to start implementing these exercises that we're going to go over today into your daily routine and take your rehab program to the next level, you can download our free handout that has photos and descriptions of all the exercises we'll be going over today in this video to make it that much easier for you to implement these exercises in your routine without having to keep coming back to this video. So get your free gift by clicking the link in the description below. And now let's dive into the exercises. All right, so we're going to start with the most basic exercise that I love to do with this kind of slippery surface, and that is a little squat. So what I like to do is put the slip and slide foot, the stronger leg, on the slip and slide with the booty on it, and then we're just going to work on little squats where you're sitting kind of back, tapping your bottom against the wall. The reason that if putting this foot on the slippery surface is it really just kind of forces you to put more weight onto your involved leg, because obviously if you put weight on this leg, it's going to slide. So just kind of encourages you more to bias a weaker leg. In this case, this would be the weaker leg, the one that is off of the slide. And again, you're just going to do little squats. All right, and the next one we're going to do is, again, this is still kind of like what I'm considering like the leg that you're working, the leg that's off the slide. You're going to slide that opposite leg out as far as you can and then try and pull it back in. Slide it out and pull it back in. Slide that foot out and really pull it back in, really works those inner thighs. Great, great exercise, as well as it really does work on your balance. Slide it out and then pull it back in. All right, now for the next one, you're just going to slide that foot back. Now, I like to stand distance enough where I have like a little stop, so there's little ledges on the ends of this, so it does serve as like kind of a protective mechanism that you can't really get too far out of control. So maybe start close first. This is the leg we're working. You're just sliding that opposite foot back. And then once you get comfortable with it, you can start to move further away from that back bumper. And then again, you're just going to slide that foot back and then bring it back up. And you can really challenge yourself quite a bit on this. So depending on what level you're at, you can make this a pretty challenging exercise. And then pull it back up. Good. So you're just going to let that foot slide back and back up. Let it slide back. Again, it kind of hits that bumper and stops you from getting out of control. Back up. Slide it back. Up. Slide it back. And back up. All right, so this one we're just kind of working on engaging those hamstrings. This is probably the easiest position to relearn how to engage those hamstrings. So you're just going to sit, have your bottom and your part of your thighs supported, probably about half of your thighs supported on the chair. And then you just kind of let the slide board allow it to be less friction, make it easier to pull your foot up. If you feel like you're picking your foot up off the board to pull it back, try not to do that. You're using different muscles when you do that, so try and keep your feet in contact with the board. I tell people to try and pretend like you're scraping gum off the bottom of your foot. It's kind of that motion, like pushing down, putting force through the foot and pulling back at the same time. And then you can do alternating as well, kind of simulate walking a little bit, or you can do them both at the same time. Kind of tap into that mirroring a little bit if you have one side that's weaker, or just bias one leg or just isolate one leg. All right, so that's early stage hamstrings, but there is a more challenging exercise that you can do in this position if you really want to add a full body workout, and that is to carefully bring your bottom off of the chair. Have your hands pretty far back. If your hands are right on the edge and you don't have a heavy chair, it's going to tip over. But have your hands kind of far back on the chair, and then you're just going to try and keep your butt off the chair and pull those feet towards your bottom. And then you can also alternate, kind of simulate walking a little bit, or together. If your butt touches, just kind of lift it, try and press it back up towards the ceiling. The goal is to try and do it without the chair supporting your bottom on this one. Or a double slide. Now, for some of you, you may have hemiparesis or weakness in one of your arms. You can try it with an elbow immobilizer on. I have done it with people, and for some reason, they have some good strength higher up in the arm, and they are able to hold it as long as we have something to keep that elbow straight, or if you have a caregiver or someone that helps you, have them hold your arm straight by just putting one hand behind your elbow and one hand in front of your shoulder. And that will also help to kind of stabilize the elbow, and you might be able to do it and lift your bottom up. All right, so for this exercise, we're having the working leg on here. Now, this is going to be probably challenging for a lot of you. So I do not recommend you do this unless you're someone that already walks independently without an assistive device and you have no history of falls in the last year, because this is pretty challenging. But you're going to have this is your involved leg. We're putting the other foot on a block to kind of take it out of the picture a little bit, and then you're just working on hip rotation. Now, the downside is if you have any kind of spasticity or kind of abnormal movement patterns, it's very easy for that leg to get out of control and to slide out from underneath you. So you do have to be pretty high level to do this one, but it is an excellent way to work those hip rotators. So again, all of your weight is on this leg, booty's on, so your foot's pretty slippery, and you're just rotating this whole leg, like your knee. Try not to just let your foot move, but you want to see your knee actually move, move from side to side. Now, this exercise that we're about to do is just great for walking, learning how to kind of get your legs into like a normal walking rhythm, but you're basically just going to let the feet slide. And again, same thing like with the previous exercise, do it where the bumper is kind of close enough that you don't get out of control. And then as you get better, you can kind of move yourself further away from that bumper, but you're just going to kind of slide those feet back and forth. All right, if you don't have good arm strength or you don't have use of both arms, you can try it going down onto your elbows, and same thing. So for this exercise, what we're focused on is just doing like alternating heel slides. The reason I sometimes like to do it with patients laying on this slide board is that you can use the bumper that's at the end to kind of stop. So if you're someone where your leg kind of shoots out all the time because you have some like abnormal synergy patterns, then this might be a beneficial way to do it. Sometimes, for some people, their tone is so strong that I worry that that this plastic isn't strong enough. And if that is you, then just put this end up against a wall so that you have the added support of the wall to stop your legs from shooting out straight. And then there's really two variations. If you're in the early stages, you can stay laying flat. And again, the bumper is really more to stop your leg from shooting all the way out. If you can stop it from shooting all the way out, sometimes it's easier to bend it back. And then if you're more advanced, you could try it with your butt up. So kind of like in a bridge position and just doing alternating slides, really isolating those hamstrings for this one. So for this exercise, what we're working on is kind of like a side crunch up or like a side lying crunch, really working on those abdominals. This is kind of what we consider like a gravity eliminated position. So if you're really in the really early stages, what I like is a combination of the slippery surface to kind of decrease friction, and then you just start lying down so that you really have minimal resistance in bringing your legs up. So again, you're just laying down and you're working on engaging those stomach muscles and letting those legs slide up and then back down, up and back down. Now, I would do this if you have a weak side or an involved side. I would do this on both sides. There's some good rationale behind doing it on your weak side because it just kind of gives you more input when you have body weight on that side. Now, some of you might not be able to do that because your shoulder won't tolerate laying on your side. But if you can tolerate it, doing it on your involved side and then just tucking up. And then if you wanted to advance it, you can come up on your elbow and that'll make it a little bit harder. And then if you really want to advance it, you can pick your hips up and slide. All right, so for this one, this is a pretty advanced exercise, but we're really working on just kind of like an abdominal crunch almost. The reason I like doing it on the slide board, I'm sure some of you guys have seen some people do this with like sliders under their feet, but the board, again, because there's those bumpers on the ends, you can really set some boundaries to prevent you from getting into a position that you can't get out of. So again, use the bumper, or if you really are nervous, push this up against a wall so that you have the added support of the wall. But then you're going to put it at a distance where you know that when your feet are in that position, you can pull them back in. And then in order to pull them back in, you kind of have to move your shoulders over your hands and engage those core muscles to pull those feet towards your hands. Pull those shoulders forward over your hands and then pull the feet in. Over and pull the feet in. All right, and this video would not be complete unless I went through what I think this slide was initially intended for. I don't have the box and everything that it came with, but it's to actually do like a slide all the way across. Now, you do have to be pretty high level to do this, but it is an excellent activity to just work on your balance, but also to get like your heart rate up a little bit. Great way to do that. So you're just pushing off into these bumpers and just sliding across. It's actually kind of fun, but it will also get your heart rate up. So push off and slide, push and glide, push and glide, push and glide, push and glide. So it is fun, and if you do it enough, you will get your heart rate up. And then that is it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you like this video and you want to get more videos like this, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you'll get notified every time I upload new videos. If you want to get exercises throughout the week, you can head on over to Instagram, where I post 1 to 2 videos every single week of just exercises that are different to add to your routine. They're typically exercises not found here on YouTube. So head on over there if you want to get those videos. If you wanted to go a little bit deeper, I highly encourage you to join our Gold monthly membership program. With your membership, you will get access to my entire vault of exercises, of over 400 exercises that I give to my patients that I see in person, as well as access to our Discord channel where you can interact with other members, but also you can post some questions and I pop in there 3 to 4 times a week to answer your questions over there. In addition to that, you will get access to our monthly lives where you can submit questions in advance, and we meet up once a month where I answer all of your questions. To sign up for that membership program or to learn more about it, you can visit rehab-hq.com, or the link for that is in the description below as well. I enjoyed spending time with you all today, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.